So I guess the first thing that I should say really is that for this reading I'm going to be working from the floor. So feel free to stand up and kind of what you're doing. Otherwise, yeah, just listen. The text that I'm going to read from was produced for a symposium at an arts event at the Tetley in Leeds. The event was called How Not to Be Distant, and the exhibition was called Concerning the Bodyguard. And it oscillated around themes of vulnerability and art practice. And the text was produced on a typewriter. It's typed on gloss paper, so it produces a particular indentation on the page. As you can see, like the text's redacted, so I'm really going to be reading the indentations. So I guess this performance is kind of contingent on whether I can read it or not. So bear with me. It's been done once before and literally been read once before as well. So. This should take about 20 minutes all in all. The lock was sensitive. It withdrew, tight, jammed shut, could not be opened. To lift, it could not be opened into lifting. Its hand could not be moved to raising its arm to let anyone past. To me could not be negotiated with. Would not he friendly. The lock would not let me past. It would not open. I called him. I didn't call him. I walked to see a woman who would call him, and he came. He said, I will drill it. It is a very sensitive lock. I will drill it till I can pop the cock out. Pop the cog out. I will drill it until I can pop the cog out. Oh God, I'm blushing now. With his hit, he pressed it into the Swedish lock. It was sensitive and had locked down, would not let me past. The man came with his drill and made holes in it. Holes in the top hole and holes in the bottom hole, and when that didn't work, he drilled through both holes. Drilled through the metal membrane, separating the holes. He drilled through the separation of holes. Oh God, I thought, this is brutal. She does not want to be drilled. I am bringing the man to drill her, and a lock isn't even alive. Why am I making this into something that it's not? All the actions have become one action, force, and at least not. She is broken. I mean, at least now the man has drilled through the lock. At least now I can get to my phone and check my emails and tell someone about it. It's not really important to speak up. It's really important to speak up against brutality and just share your story, because it could happen to anyone, you know. I mean, you know, like this time in York. I mean, I didn't want to write it was in York, but in this time in York, a place that could be anywhere, because anywhere is more important. This time, a really tall man. There is a stick stockroom in a futon shop in York, and once a really tall man with fair hair got right readied in the face and all wibbling, and veins and jowls and full of steam started shouting at me, and I wish I had a better sense of the comic. I wish I had a better sense. I mean, back then, because I could have just said, hey, boss of the Coupe Vuitton company. You look like a cartoon dragon in a cheap tie. Look at how your head is already red and you are clenching your fists into those little handballs at the end of your sausage roll arms. You look dead funny. Do it again, and shout and shout and shout at me because you think I'm doing a really shit job, because you think like you have practiced this steam in your ears. You're well funny. Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again, because I'm just crying and I want to laugh. And it's like the repetition might change how I feel. Maybe you can shout your fucking bollocks off at me and somewhere, somehow, and it might get funny. It might get funny and we'll become little old mates. We'll make little old mates out of one of each other. Don't you want to be my friend, cartoon dragon? Will you have fun? Will we have fun? And will your back as slop? Because, well, you've been riding on my back for a while now, cartoon dragon, and I'm tired. That's why you found it so easy to make me cry. You are like an Attack on Titan. You are all hammy and red-faced. Come from wherever the Titans come from, until you come out of a place where the Titans come from the past, the night. You have things I can't access on your side. You are lucky. You are taller than me. Your strides are massive when you smash through my walls and house with a Chelsea smile type grin. When you smash through our village, through our city, which is basically another feudal system which you've made for us to live in. Again, I work for you and you can pick me up and rip me limb from limb. You hit my head like an Attack on Titan. You are smiling when my eyes widen. While my eyes go wide, you bite my head off in York, in the shop room, in the stock room full of Vuittons, in the village, in this city where the gallery is, in this place in which I'm kneeling. Big tall man, do it again and again and again till it gets well funny, and then keep doing it till it's boring like pantomime, till it's just communication and no content. Then my eyes won't go wide with fear and you won't get off on it. And by the way, you are naked. You are naked. Do it again, absurdum. Drill the sensitive lock until I feel nothing. Until I feel sad on its behalf, on behalf of myself. Tommy, my head is like a barge. It's like a boat. It's like a big black barge. It is slipping, a black barge with heavy dark load. And Tommy, good old Tommy, it is, sometimes it slips or tilts. Tommy, my fucking head, the boy, his face, his cheekbones caving in and crumpling, snapping sounds. The way the boy, how to death I saw boys carrying their own guts all around. They are all around and we have to go home and it's been a long time. Arthur, the repetition ad absurdum, not to the point of absurdity, yet still his dead fists, his dead face under my fist. Can replay, change it, Tommy. Can replay, change it, Tommy. I know tape has not been invented yet in the 1920s Birmingham, but we still know what it is to rewind and replay, right? Right, Tommy. Can we keep that? Can we sort of script it? After I say the stuff about Black Barge and he looks at me, can I say, can replay, change it, Tommy? If I keep it on replay, the guts, the face, will the content change, Tommy? After Derrida, isn't everything just context? Shit, the guts, the shit, the war, the violence, the danger, the violence, the danger, the violence, the shouting men, the men in power riding on my back, and yet the tunnels were dug beneath our feet to silence the guns pointed at our head. Can't it become funny ever, Tommy, my brother? I want to come home. I want to watch the telly and see myself in characters. Tommy, I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm not even watching TV. What do a gynecologist and a pizza delivery man have in common? They both get to smell the goods, but they don't get to eat it. Talk, talk, work, work, manage, manage, manage. Oh, now I'm talking to my customers because it is important to build rapport with your customers. To build rapport, you make jokes or you do secret alliances. To do secret alliances and build rapport quickly, you find somebody else to isolate and make the common enemy. Oh, is Big Man the closest thing to my own image? I will build rapport with him by calling him over. Big Man, come here. I am calling you over to build rapport with you by isolating the customers that are sitting to your left on the 2 seats. Hey, Big Man, who is also my own image that I am trying to project. Let me share a secret thought with you. So you think that we are friends? You think you are ready for my secret thought? Be careful now. I will do it in a low voice so that you know it's just for you. Are you ready, Big Man? Here we go. If it were me, I would have let you sit down. Now we are friends with low and knowing voices. You might not notice the fact that I am deeply uncomfortable in this work situation that I am so obviously unfamiliar with. Now I have done rapport with you, might we take ourselves to be working men? You're a working man just like myself, just a working man managing a pizza place, just normal, just like you. Not what I really am, uncomfortable and unfamiliar, but I do know one thing. I can bring one thing to this situation to elevate my discomfort. I know how to divide and rule. I know that divide and rule works on working men like yourself. But the big lad was not an old man, and saying, if it... I am rolling, I have it forced down so quickly it becomes back. It comes back like a mop, and I get it, I like it. Like there is everything, all the stories are all one story, all places are one place. When I get like this, you have to, a Valida mop is a very good mop for mopping up pepperonis. Ha 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 ha, Papa John's is a funny place, isn't it? When I get like this, I make an image of myself getting like this, and you have to ask yourself, is she really getting like this? Is she really getting like this? I don't make a difference. I don't make a difference. I can't tell the difference. He said once to a big man in the doorway, if it were me, I would have let you sit down. Let me explain. There were 2 chairs, okay? The Papa John's had only 2 chairs. The Papa John's was new, brand new. So new that John himself hadn't settled into his role as a franchise manager. He was talking to his staff, trying to make jokes, asking them questions like he was listening, like he would listen to their answers. Papa John was so new to being a pizza takeaway manager that he was actually trying to work. His attempt at working was what he communicated. Hello, I am your friend and colleague. I am asking you a question. He might as well have been saying, hello, I am talking. I am asking you a question. I am working in a pizza place. I am being a manager of pizza place. Talking to my staff. Talk, talk, talk. Work, work, work. Manage, manage, manage. Oh, now I am talking to my customers because it's important to build rapport with them. Build rapport. To build rapport, you make jokes or you do secret silences and you do secret alliances and build rapport quickly. You find somebody else to isolate and make the common enemy. Oh, is this you, Big Man? Big Man, you are the closest thing to my own image. I will build rapport with you. I will build rapport by calling you over. Big Man, come here. I am calling you over to build rapport by isolating other customers that are sitting 2 seats to your left. Hey, Big Man, who is also my own image. I am trying to project this image. Let me share a secret thought with you so that you know that we are friends. Are you ready for my secret thought? Be careful now. I will do it in a low voice so you know it's just for you. Are you ready, Big Man? Here we go. If it were me, I would have let you sit down. Now we are friends with low and knowing voices. You might not notice the fact that I am deeply uncomfortable in this situation, that I am so obviously unfamiliar with. Now I've done rapport with you, you might take me for a working man yourself, just a working man managing a pizza place, just doing normal things, just like you. Not what I really am, which is uncomfortable, unfamiliar, but I do know one thing that I can bring to this situation to alleviate my discomfort of being a pizza delivery guy. I know how to divide and rule. I know that divide and rule works on working men like yourself. But the big lad was not an old man, and saying, if there is not another thing I would do to change my mind and not be serious, I would change my mind and do a little weep and say, Mr. Papa John, I am little and cute and small, and I have gone and gotten a bit upset. Mr. Papa John, you see, the thing is, I love your tasty, tasty pizza, and it's really tasty and it makes me feel lovely and nice, and I have gone and gotten a bit weepy now because you've made me feel uncomfortable with your man friend. I was sitting on one of the two chairs and you said, if it was me, I would have let you sit down. Please don't be mad at me, Mr. Papa John. I would look like I would do a little weepy and push my big glasses up my little nose, and if it didn't work to get me back into the club, if Mr. Papa John didn't want me for a pet, no, being a posh man's pet is not a good idea. I guess it's just that I have to keep making new ways to behave. I'm just trying to make it funny, but maybe it's not that funny really. Things are tearing in me that are funny things, that are not funny things, because they are symptomatic of something gravely, deadly serious. When violence touches humour, when opposites touch, there is a spark, a friction, a place that is made, that is noisy, and it sits, and it sits in its own logic that is not the logic of musicality or order or systems or comprehension or harmony. This place that is not those things. When violence touches humour, it is a noise. Who would want that? A man said to me. Who would want humour to touch violence? A man that is all man's in my head said to me. I said, not you, eh? Not you, eh? Oh man. It's probably an error, he said. And he started off the email with this. It's probably an error to lay into someone who has supported you so consistently, he said, not addressing me, but musing to himself, thinking to himself what my possible motivations could have been, and deciding in his capacity that it was probably an error, not really addressing me, but sort of looking upward while he worked it out to himself, while his hand was on his chin thinking, she cannot be serious to challenge me, it is probably an error. Yes, that's right, that's what it must be, in my capacity, it is probably an error on her part. It is a mistake, an error, a word like error that signifies the rupture to social order. Oh dear, it's probably an error, yes. I mean, I can't want that. Nobody in their right mind, when right mind means upholding social order, nobody in their right mind, when right mind means the harmony of the system, nobody in their right mind would want to upset the apple cart. Phew, it was probably an error, but because of the noise, because of the threat to the system, must be punished. It must be punished. I mean, there are other people in the system, you know, their efforts in upholding the system. This is utilitarian, this system. This error must be punished, but not be seen to be punished, because I'm not trying to rule you, but in the interests of harmony, your error must not go unpunished. You will be excommunicated, excommunicadoed. You don't get to say anything. Don't you worry about that anymore. You will have no more opportunities from me. I'm taking in my ball and my apple cart to stop you undermining it. All my lovely apples, I have them in a system, you know, and I have them in a system so that they don't fall, so that they all don't fall. Oh, grandfather. Thank you.